In a set of 4 consecutive odd integers, where the integers are ordered from least to greatest, the first integer is represented by x. The product of 12 and the fourth odd integer is at most 26 less than the sum of the first and third odd integers. Which inequality represents this situation? So we have a set of 4 consecutive odd integers. So let's just say x, y, z, and w. So we have 4 consecutive odd integers ordered from least to greatest. So we'll just say x is the least and w is the greatest. The first integer is x, like we chose here. So one thing we can recognize is that since these are consecutive odd integers, what this really means is that first, that it's consecutive, that all of these 4 integers, meaning they follow one another, meaning you're not going to have like 5 if your first odd integer was 5 and then 17. No, it has to be the next odd integer. So after 5 would be 7, then after 7 would be 9, and after 9 would be 11. It wouldn't skip any odd integers in between. And since we know that these are consecutive odd integers, we can rewrite all 3 of these integers here in terms of x. Here, I'll show you. So let's assume x is equal to 1 or 3 as the first odd integer. That means the next number, y, has to be 5. That means, and then z has to be 7, and then w has to be 9, because we required that these be consecutive odd integers. And these are odd and they're consecutive. We're not skipping any odd numbers in between. So what can you tell from these? We can tell that from one to the other, it's always a difference of 2. So that means what we can do is rewrite y, z, and w as just having x, and then x plus 2, and then x plus 4, and then x plus 6. So y, z, and w are just x that have had a 2, another 2, and then a third 2 added. Sorry about this plus sign here. So these values are all just the equivalent values of y, z, w for some value of x that is an odd integer. And these are just the next 3 consecutive odd integers from x. And that will simplify our inequality down. Next, we're told that the product of 12, so the product of 12 and the fourth odd integer, so the fourth odd integer is x plus 6, so the product of 12 and x plus 6 is at most 26 less than the sum of the first integer, the first and third odd integers. Okay, so we'll ignore the middle for now. What we'll do is write an expression for 26 less than the sum of the first and third odd integers. So the sum of the first odd integer and the third odd integer is x plus 4. So that's the sum of the first and third odd integers, and then 26 less than that is just a minus 26. And we're told that the 12 times x plus 6, the product of 12 and the fourth odd integer, is at most 26 less than. So that means its value is at most equal to and or less than x plus 4 minus 26. So this is our expression here. And what we can, if we look at the answer choices, we see that A is equivalent to this. All they did was, for the third odd integer, they just put a parenthesis around the x plus 4. So A represents this situation.